This is the Real Melbourne podcast, the central point of this beautiful city's culture. I'm Alex Dickinson. I'm very excited about our guest in the building. Our first guest doesn't need too much introduction. I feel like one of the pioneers in this hip-hop game. He's kind of even said in the latest track, I'm So Melbourne, the realest in the game with the cleanest record. We got Little Jase in the building.
I like that. I'm going to use that. What's going on, my peoples?
That's probably a potential bar in the future, right?
Absolutely. Dodge Bullets, a.k.a. Mr. Dodge Bullets.
There we go. And we also got a frequent collaborator, a bit of a protege, R3 in the building as well.
What up? How you going?
Formerly R3, he's now Ron Gerald. Much easier to find this kid.
Most definitely. So, how did the collaborations happen? You've got a few with the Fly Filipinos as well as the Child of Philippines. So, how did those two tracks come about, and even just the friendship?
I'll let him answer that. First of all, again, thank you for playing Fly Filipinos at Culture Kings. Dope. That was super dope. You're always supporting us, man. Always. I just want to give you that love back.
Yeah.
But he reached out to me, man, and I don't know why he reached out to me.
Yeah, pretty much. I was desperate at that point. Pretty much, there's not much people in our local scene that is doing what Jase is doing at that time and today, right now. So, I was desperate at that point where, I'm in my career where, like a young kid, you're lost. You just want to do music. And, you don't really have, a blueprint to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So then I reaced out to him, and then I sent him one of the links for my videos, and then he liked it. So then, I was like...
Yeah, but how'd you feel about that?
I was so psyched, man. I was coming out of the movies with my missus, and then, man,
because I left him a voice note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, because he sent me a song, and, I get that. And I always check, every song that someone sends me, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I want to stay on top and see who's doing what.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent it to me. Never heard of him before. Sent it, and it was just super dope. I was like, what the? These kids, what were you, 18? 19?
Yeah,
at the time?
18.
He was 18. Mm-hmm. So, I'm like, yo, this dude is spitting he's just straight out of Queens, right now, on some Mob Deep. It was crazy. I was like, he's not 18. How?
Mm-hmm.
How is he this young and spitting that mean? So it just blew my mind. So I just sent him a voice note, just telling him how dope he was. Just gave him all the props. I was like, bro, keep doing it. But I didn't know that he didn't think I was gonna message him back or whatever. That he thought I was on a high horse or something. And
Nah.
He comes out.
Just to clear that out, a lot of people are. You know what I mean? I've sent my music to a lot of people that I look up to, and yeah, they're on the high horse. So I was psyched because he messaged me back, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from someone that I look up to, you know, for a long time as well. Seeing as he's, Filipino as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I look up to him from that point in time because there's not a lot of Filipino rappers out here. So
not many, if any.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you to that New York reference, with the Fly Filipinos, was that a common sample throughout the chorus, or was that something else?
Nah, that was just whose song is that? That's Commons.
It is Commons.
Yeah. Common.
There we go.
Yeah. So that's all that was.
Common is Chicago verse close-ish. Old school vibe,
so East Coast. Kind of. But yeah, so he reached out, and then he was just asking for advice, and I guess I do, I really like when they reach out for advice, because I'm wanting to pay it forward.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can give advice that could potentially help them and save them pitfalls, which I went through, then great, but it's not really often that anyone asks, so when someone does ask, I'm like, yeah, man, of course. So but I tested him, because I wanted to see how serious he was about his career.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm
yeah.
tell him what I made you do.
That was actually a funny story, because at that time I wasn't doing much.
He was losing faith.
Yeah, I was losing faith in it. You know what I mean? And I'm at that time, I was up for the whole night, and then he just messaged me back. Is yo, come to St. Kilda, meet me by 8 a.m. You know, and I'm up all night. At that time I live in Dandenong North, so that's a bit of a trip. You know what I mean? So especially catching public transport. So then I was contemplating, I was man, it's such a long trip, and I haven't slept. It was 3 a.m. when I read his message. So then I calculated it on the PT app as 2 hours to get there, and I'm wow, I don't even feel like going. And then in the back of my head, something just sparked me to maybe he's just testing me, see how serious I was about it, because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't waste his time on people that are,
yeah, exactly.
Just
it was a test. It was like if he doesn't rock up to this me, and like he's not really serious.
So then I rocked up, and then I met him and OG Phil at a coffee shop.
This guy has like 7 coffees already. He's like, I'm like, yo, you good? He's like, nah, I just haven't slept, yo, and like I had 7 coffees. I'm like, alright.
Was it that, or were you nervous?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of everything.
Both. Yeah, it was a mix of both, because I'm just like, I'm in front of Little Jase, like he's about to drop some knowledge. He offered me coffee, and I'm like, nah, bro. And he's like, yeah, it's probably better you don't have it.
My tip of all.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and then from then on, he just dropped the knowledge, and like a lot of the things I know, I owe it to him. You know what I mean? Like, especially for my career now, a lot of the things I know, I owe it to him. And yeah, like at that time, I did pretty much every test he put me on. Like. Pretty much passed it with flying colors. Bragging yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
passed it with flying colors.
Yeah, you can't just, because I had that, that was it to me back then. I had mentors. Actually, I had a good friend, Mike Swift. He's from New York. You know what I mean? He's from Brooklyn, right? But he's a Filipino. He grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So he kind of taught me the hustle and how to move. Like it's just like Will will tell you, Will's from the Bronx, but like, they just move different, man. Like they just move at a different pace. They have a different hustle mindset. It's just like, if you want to succeed, like you got to move like that. So when I first got there, like Mike just wouldn't stop. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like get a little like nap at like someone's house, and he's like, yo, we got to move, we got to go. Like, and I'm just like, man, like this guy just doesn't stop. So I just remember him telling me like, yo, yeah, like he called me J-Mac, or he'd call me Vegemite. Like, yo, Vegemite, like, yo, like Vegemite, yo, I ain't gonna hold your hand, man. Like like you know where I'm going, you know what I'm doing, so it's on you to like get to me. You know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, cool. Yeah, I understood. Like I wasn't gonna feel no way if I saw him at an event. I was like, yo, why didn't you call me? And it's like, nah, you call me. Like, you know that I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to not be entitled. Do you know what I'm saying? And I told him that. I'm like, listen, I'm moving. If you want to move with me, move with me.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm not gonna hold your hand.
I can definitely kind of relate on being both sides. Like coming up in the DJ game, I didn't have too many OGs, but I had a few that would show me a little bit of the ropes, as well as like on the other side as me being a DJ, putting on for artists and that sort of stuff. Like with these celebrities that are coming into the stores and that sort of stuff, I'm actually reaching out to artists that I feel like are hungry enough and would really want to like jump on, certain remixes of that big artist. So like when I play it, the artist gets to hear, like the big time artist gets to hear some local shit on their beat and that sort of stuff. And I only reach out to a few people I feel like are really hungry for that.
Would go take that opportunity and do something with it and not waste it.
Yes, 100%. So no, that's really dope to see with you guys, man.
So it was about making him independent first, to be like, listen, I know you're reaching out to me, but this whole process will be about you coming into, coming of age and coming into like, it's on you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to help, but I mean, you got to carry your weight. I can just kind of help lead the way.
Yeah.
But I can't pick it up for you and do it for you. You got to walk through the door yourself. So, that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
For the past 2-3 years.
Yeah, 2-3 years.
2-3 years.
And the tests went crazy miles too. Like. Dude, like I said, I lived at Dandenong North at that time, which is about a 2-hour public transport trip to St. Kilda. And like at that time, he would invite me to go to the studio, and I was so psyched because I'm like, I've never been to a proper studio at that time. Most of my stuff is done at home. So yeah, man, like one of the tests that he put me on is like, you gotta meet me at the studio type of thing, and then like the studio is at Point Cook. Is it Harper's Crossing? So that's like another like
way out west.
So then it's like another 2 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was crazy. It was crazy times.
Like how bad you want to record, dude? Like how bad you want to do music?
And this is the funny part, because for like the first couple of months, I'd catch the PT to go there and like be there with the Burn City crew. We all chilling, they're doing their thing, and I don't even get to hop on the mic. You know what I mean? That's the first couple of months. But I knew my role. I'm like, you know, this is probably just a test, and like, you know, I need to be here, see how they work, see how they move. You know what I mean? It was crazy, man. But like, you know, it's all paying off because now I'm like, you know, now I have him, like, you know, behind me.
Be patient
you know
enough
I mean?
to sit there and just do nothing and wait his turn. Because I did that. I was going to mad spots in Manila, and you know, like mad studios. Just like, no, I don't. I'm whenever they ask me, I'm ready. You know what I mean? And then the time comes, like, yo, Chase, you want to jump on this? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Then boom, then it's like bang, then bang, and it starts happening. Like, oh damn, you can rap, and then whoever's in the room, yo, we should do a track, and it goes from there. You know what I mean? So testing his patience. You know, but I would drive him home. you know, so you know, he trekked it out. He did his part. Now it's like, I'm gonna return it. Yeah,
he lying though.
I would drop him sometimes at the train station.
Sometimes
I'd be like, I'm dropping you at Flinders. Dude, you know what I mean?
Sometimes look, real story, man. Sometimes I had to sleep at freaking Leverton station.
You would have to sleep at the train station, man.
You know, catch the first train at 7 a.m. and go home.
Yeah.
But like at that time, I was doing nothing. Like I was focused on my music. I wanted to give music like a good try, you know, and like that was all I was willing to do. And anything I have to do, I'll do it for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all paying off because that like made me learn to be patient. You know what I mean? Like it goes a long way. It goes deeper than just like wanting to be in the studio and get on the mic. You know?
And so perseverance there as well, man.
Yeah, so that's what I learned.
That's the main ingredient.
You know what I mean?
Is he gonna give up?
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Well, like, I can hear, obviously, you two aren't the same at all. Like, I hear with you, Ryan, like, you're kind of bilingual with, you know, your raps. You know, some of it's in English, some of it's Filipino. Is it Bisaya or Tagalog?
It's Tagalog.
Tagalog, there we go.
Yeah,
which language is easier to rap in? Or can you speak both?
Both, I guess. I mean...
He freestyles in
I can't freestyle. Yeah, like I can't freestyle that.
That's crazy.
I can't freestyle off the top as good as I freestyle off the top in my language. So I guess, like, but for making songs, it's kind of equally like equally.
He's equally as dope. That's why. That's why he's a machine.
There we go. So for people who don't know about you, Ron, because I'm still getting accustomed to you. So like, what is your story and who is Ron?
Well, Ron Gerald is my actual name, so like I ain't hiding on like behind a rap name, you know what I mean? So like all the music that I'll be working on for this year is everything that I've been through as the person as I am, you know, Ron Gerald.
How old are you now?
21. Damn. You know, born 98, you know. The kids that they don't you know.
What did you do for your 21st?
Nothing, bro. I stayed home.
That's what's up. That's
what's up. Work on music.
Don't do anything. Stay hustling. Yeah, you right answer.
I don't know why people in like from the 80s or early 90s don't consider 98 babies as 90 babies. Like, that's petty, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ron Gerald I was an immigrant, you know, like that's like my whole story here because I came here when I was 10 through my dad because my dad got a job here. Man, if my dad, like my whole story is kind of like making it out of the hood type of thing, you know, like, but like we're speaking like a different hood from a third world country, you know. So like my whole story is pretty much that. Is like I want to be able to speak about things that a lot of especially in Australia, because a lot of us is like mostly immigrants here, you know. So like I want to speak on things that we had to go through and things that we had, like issues we tackled as an immigrant, you know, coming here with no English at all type of thing, you know, and like getting accustomed to how people move here, you know what I mean? Because sometimes
and now rapping in English.
Yeah, now rapping English. That's kind of ironic because like I came here with no English at all, and like
how long ago was this?
10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2009.
Yeah, you've definitely adapted to the language well, man. Like I wouldn't have been able to tell if you're from here, born in Australia or born in the Philippines. You know, just from your rapping voice. Yeah, hella dope, man. Well, yeah, like I feel like a bit's happened since our last interview, Jase, man. Like I'm So Melbourne, obviously dropped.
That was after.
Yeah, it was after, man. And we talked about on the podcast how you were thinking of doing like a How to Rob version, but
that was not it.
That was not it. You decided to jump on the Casanova track. What was the reception from dropping I'm So Melbourne?
Mostly great, you know, especially from Melbourne. Not so much from Sydney.
Yo, tell them about the meeting we had just about that.
Yeah, so we
called me up like for a meeting just to talk about the comments.
Yeah. We was just because I told him about the concept and he was like, yeah, definitely do it. You know, like because I consult him. You know, I consult Will on a lot of things. But yeah, we were just talking about the comments because I was like, yo, it's doing really well because it's getting heaps of hate. It's the first time that one of my videos is actually getting hated. Thank goodness. Like, it's about time because that means it's gone into a different atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Because everything has just been hunky-dory all the time. So I'm always, it's weird because when I drop something, I'm like looking for the hate. But
you're looking for a little bit of controversy.
Well, I'm just looking for the hate because it means it's like, oh yes, it went outside of my circle because my network is quite big. Much. So I don't know who's just being biased. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like they're not gonna. You may be my homie, but you may not like it. You know what I mean? But you're gonna be like, yeah, fire. You know what I mean? So when it goes out, then it's really the truth. You know. But I do read the comments to see if there's any truth to what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So. But I can never find it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's, hey, oh yeah, the Melbourne ticks their bet. You know what I mean? It was just feelings. I had like every 15-year-old from Sydney in there, in the comments. You know what I mean? So it was just funny. Every 15-year-old with their bum bag and their Gucci stuff in there, all the lad rappers that are 16, 17. And they were just like not happy about it, you know? And it was just like, and I found that like some of these comments were making me laugh. I'm like, yo, this is hilarious. Like, it's, and because they weren't leaving like short comments, it was like long comments. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you really emotional. This is great. That means I've sparked an emotion, which is I've done my job. You know, and I did want that, you know, one of those lines to go there. And it was no shot. They won't understand that obviously because they're little kids. They're not gonna get it. But it's like, you know, this is Melbourne and we don't do lad rappers. You know, so it's like Sydney lad is a Sydney thing. You know what I mean? That's a jail thing for them in the streets for them. Like, but we don't say lad. You know what I'm saying? So
we really don't. Yeah, you're right.
No, we don't. And if you do, you're biting Sydney. And why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't you just use our own slang? You know what I mean? Which is whatever, bro, G, what's up, G, whatever it is. You know, but we don't say lad. You know what I mean? Like, we don't say.
That's what hip hop's about. Ruffle some feathers. Do the best, say the best.
Yeah. And I came out to say that. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, the whole thing was like, hey, everyone's blowing up right now, and it's a game of attention. You know, which I've had to adapt to and get used to. You know what I mean? Like, he's had to school me on that because I'm from the streets. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to do nothing that's like, you know, gonna grab it. It's like, yo, if I want to win right now, I gotta do something a little bit extra to get that attention. So it's like, here's all the attention, let me plug in on that. How can I do that in a way that's organic to me?
Yeah.
Oh, let me just throw shots at them. You know what I mean? Because I'm a battle rapper. I want to, you know, I'm the best. You know what I mean? And it was more like, you guys are cutting in line. You know what I mean? Like, I've been here. It's like, someone's cutting in line. I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. I was here first. This is how this works. Blah, blah, blah. That's what that intro is, you know? So, and then it's just me just spitting bars and going, you know, no one's going to outbar me.
Yeah. Man.
And, you know, a challenge to anybody that wants to. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to. But obviously, they're not. At this stage, well, no drill rapper will really come at me. You know what I mean? Because they're not silly. You know what I mean? Hopefully they would. You know what I mean? But they're not. So that's all that was. You know. But yeah, if you're a Sydney sider, yeah, use lad, use eatswa, use all the Sydney slang. But in Melbourne, like represent what we do. You know what I mean? Like that's what So Melbourne was about. Like this is Melbourne. This ain't Sydney. Just get it. You know. Just so we're just drawing the line right now. You know what I mean? So
there was an interesting link between the lyrics in your track to the situation on 1-4 is going through, and you mentioned that on your IG story. Can you kind of break down a little bit?
Where I was talking about like, yeah, just nothing's worth it in the end. Like the street stuff's not worth it.
I gave it up. It's not the life.
That's the most important line in the actual rap. You know. So what about Shanks and Shivs? I used to pack the 357, the one where the barrel's long, but I gave it up. It's not the life to live. See, I dodged a lot of bullets, bro. I got a life to live. Like that line basically is the epitome of what I'm trying to push right now. It's like, well, it's not, is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. It, like, whatever they've done has obviously affected their entire careers right now. Yeah. And they may not be able to recover. It could be a Bobby Schmurder type of thing where they just like, they had it and it just slipped. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, who knows, People like, when Bobby Schmurder comes out, he's going to be blowing up. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
who knows, man?
Like Willie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
even if he don't blow up the whole 800 and the whole 9 block, they got that on lock. Fabio Foreign, they got all that. Pop Smoke, they got all that.
Yeah, they got all that, right?
Yeah,
so
it's already in the US. Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's just not worth it in the end. HB boys are conducting themselves good. You know what I mean? They're going around and doing what they're supposed to do. But yeah, it's just, over what? And it was silly. If anyone followed the story, it's like, they bashed two, Aussies in a tab over nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't anything worth like fighting for. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like, these guys didn't throw a punch. It wasn't, you know what I mean? For me, on some street stuff, it wasn't respectable. You know what I mean? If there's 10 of us and there's 2 of them and they're not fighting us, we're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, if they're getting rowdy, like, yeah, we'll take on all 10 of you and they start throwing them, then yeah, we're going in, man. Like, this is going down. But it's like, come on, man. Now you're doing 10 years for absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? All right, maybe you could say like, oh, but he got lippy before, he disrespected me before, whatever. Was it really worth that? No one's gonna say, yeah, it was worth it. You know what I mean? At the time, it might have seemed that, but like, yeah, that's the streets, man. You know what I mean? They could have all been together and be getting a bag right now and doing really well. So, my advice to everyone, because what happens at this point is everyone starts to feel like they're a gangster. You know what I mean? If you was not really a gangster before, you might get gassed up to think that you wasn't. You like, yeah, you know what I mean? Now, no maybe ifs, retaliation is a must. No maybe ifs or buts. Like, now you're like, yeah, retaliation is a must. And now you're gonna go do something stupid, and then you're gonna go to court and you're gonna start crying and be like, oh man, why they give me 10 years? Like, what the hell? Like, they didn't tell me.
Snitching, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then start snitching and you're gonna cry and like, nah, see, we should have never have jumped in this. The streets ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not from the street, just stay on the sidewalk. But they'll gas you up to think like that's what it is. So what happens is, some of these guys might start to live a life that they weren't a part of and get themselves into some trouble. Like, 6ix9ine's a clear case of that. So, and now it gets real. It gets really real, and now it's like, wait, this is not what I signed up for. Yeah, this is exactly what you signed up for. Like, and you're a man enough to know this. And so now, that's, my issue is to be like, if you're not really think it through, if you're not willing to do the time, don't do the crime. That's it. I jumped out because of that. When I was still in the streets, I was like, yeah, I could do, I could do 5-6 years. I could do that. That's fine. Cause I'll still be, I'll do that. I'll live that. You know what I mean? I got boys that are inside, whatever. But then it got to a point, my dad passes away. It's just my mum. I got nieces that, I got my first niece that just got born. I'm like, man, if I get locked up now, that'll kill my mum. What's my niece gonna like? Yeah, where's Uncle Jay? So yeah, he's locked up. Like, I had to start thinking. You know what I mean? Like, can I do that 5-6 years right now? Like, nah, I can't. Like, I can't. Nah. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped playing in the streets. You know what I mean? So, but my message when I'm pushing, that's why I don't really want to do So Melbourne's, because it comes off as an aggressive. They might just hear 357 with the barrel long and, punch-ons, we don't freeze and whatnot. It's all in the past. But the music that I have bubbling is more, we did that, it was stupid, let's focus on this, because let's be smarter, let's get paper, let's build empires, let's reach excellence. You know what I mean? Rather than let's go to jail. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing cool about jail. Like, it's not one thing cool about being in a building with all men. You know what I'm saying? It ain't it.
Well, yeah, I kind of saw, like, how I saw I'm So Melbourne was basically, it was your story and representing who you are and what you did in the streets of Melbourne. Yeah. And you even said it in the bars. You're like, like I'm not like that was my old life and I'm moving on and that sort of stuff, you know,
Yeah.
in the bars, you
That's
know.
it.
So that was it was such a dope track. Like I feel it as well as like other people I show it to and that sort of stuff. I feel it like, yo, I'm fucking proud of my city when I fucking hear
That's
this.
what
like,
that was what I wanted,
Yeah.
you know, for people to remember, like, yo, that's dope. He really repped us.
locked down like Port Phillip, like all of like these little nuances that
Yeah.
like people don't really other people probably won't get, but if you're from Melbourne you'd understand. Like,
Yeah.
the really dope shit, man.
And just being able to basically stand up in a time where Sydney was and still is absolutely kicking our ass in the hip hop scene, you know.
Yeah.
See, they don't know that I feel that way about it. They'd be like, oh, they think, you know, what he thinks. Well, obviously I'm going to say Melbourne's better. I'll rip any rapper, really. You know what I mean? But the facts are, they're killing us. You know what I mean? Like, if it's an East versus West type, like a Western Conference versus Eastern, we're getting killed right now. You know what I mean? They're the ones, you know, really, you know, just churning them out. So what are we going to do? You know what I mean? I'm going to step up and be like, people saying Melbourne's quiet. Well, it's time to put them, put them on my back again. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. Don't like count us out.
Somebody gotta say it.
Someone gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna say it? You know, and then using my natural accent to be like, I'm So Melbourne, to like basically, you know, just in case, these Oz hip hop sooks will bitch and complain in the comments and won't say it's real. Be like, how can it be So Melbourne when he's using an accent? You know what I mean? So I was like, we'll dispel that.
Yeah,
you know what
thought
I mean?
about all of this.
I thought about, you know, I'm a battle rapper. I'm like, nah, they can't say that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't see this one coming, so that was that.
Yeah, man. I want to quickly also talk about like we've talked about it in detail, you know, your response to Melbourne, but like looking back at it now, I kind of see it as like such a legendary diss track, and I haven't heard anything like better from the country. And it's interesting because like recent beefs are kind of been popping up in Melbourne, that sort of stuff. I'm getting ear and word that people are kind of regretting putting their stuff out and that sort of stuff, like their disses and that sort of stuff.
Right.
So like your reaction to your diss to Melbourne, like it still sounds good to you? Like, do you have any regrets with it, or it's just like it's man. There and it's
Look,
perfect?
Once Complex picked it up and said Little Jase Ether's Melbourne, that it was the equivalent of Ether, I was like, yeah, it's a rap. You know, because you could call it that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was a clear cut. Like, it was over. You know what I mean? And then to go back, and even I'm like, ooh, cooked him. I cooked him, you know. But yeah, shout out to Melbourne. You know what I'm saying? But like on some hip hop stuff. Like, I mean, because I just listened to he was on a podcast not long ago. Is he coming on here? When's he needs to get on some podcasts?
We're trying to sort that out with Mark.
He needs to get on some podcasts. But you know, he was new. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was new to the game. I knew that. I could just tell. You know what I'm saying? I could see it from a mile away. I could see it in the raps. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, for him to be like, yeah, like I came out and I just did that, and he was still kind of, you know, finding his feet. And, you know, I say it, you know, we can see that we can all see that you're not already, you know what I mean? Like,
acting hard.
When
the only thing you dropped is confetti.
You know what I mean? So we can see that you're not at already. Like, it's like, I could see that, you know what I mean? And this is like well, you know what I mean? It was just, that's why I hesitated to respond initially. And it was just through peer pressure of peers and like, come on, just do it. And I'm like, nah, it's not gonna be a fair fight. It's gonna look like I'm a bully. It's that, like, that's what's gonna happen. Everyone's be like, yo, get him. And then I get him, be like, yo, man, why'd you go that hard at him, bro? Like, relax. Like, so.
But that's why I have to credit you on it, because like you didn't swear in it once. A lot of it was really factual. There was a couple of personals in there, but like
there was just bars. There was a lot of questions. It was just really like a lot of facts, so there was a lot of bars. Yeah,
but there was like a lot of questions about his character and that sort of stuff, but also showing that like, yo, you're nice with these bars. You know what I mean? It was such a great diss, man, and it still rings off today, man.
Yeah, the when I go into like it was like self-fulfilling, like not self-fulfilling, but like, you know, you could call me, I've been joking about this, but like it's not really fun. It is kind of, but like I'm like a prophet. Like I go, you know, like in it I'm saying, so, you know, have his brotherhood abandon him, son, and just to manage him to personally deliver this. So I just handed him, you know, and
that was the hardest one. I
you know, and it was just like, what, like, you know, not long after that happens, his brotherhood abandons him. You know what I mean? Like it gets out of control. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh wow, like I really told the future. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm gonna be the prophet, Little Jase, from now on. And but yeah, that's what happened. You know, but but like I'm a scholar. That's me. Yeah, it was an unfair fight from the beginning, but credit to him because he reignited me, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what really happened. He reignited me. I was on a hiatus for like 2-3 years. That was the first time I picked up a pen in 2-3 years. Like literally was not writing anything and just picked it, you know, boom, came up with that. And I was like, man, this is what I have to do because this is what I'm good at. I wrote it over like a couple of days. You know, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, you know, and then if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And yeah, it was a good moment. It was similar to what's happening now with drill. It popped. But then it, you know, things died down.
Yeah.
And it's happening again. Things are dying down again. You know, and this is my issue. Another topic of like sustainability and my issue. Sustaining a career in Australia is just super hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we'll get to the talks of LA in the future, but I still want to bring it into battling and that sort of stuff. I finally checked out your battle on YouTube with the skateteam.com. Disappointed with the battle. I didn't think it was just the right environment for you. Like being in the Philippines, I don't think the crowd definitely wasn't into it at all. Did you feel that live on stage?
Oh yeah, it was tough, man, because it's Tagalog rules. You know what I mean?
I warned them about that.
Yeah. I was,
Don't do it, Jase.
yeah, it was like, yo, they're not gonna really.
Them, man.
Yeah, and it was just tough because, you know, they don't really. I really got Bari, and if you're not really like my whole Biggie scheme was like, it was crazy. Yeah, it was just going over people's heads. I'm like, come on, man, like that's fire. Like that was absolute fire. Give myself a round of applause for that. But you know, it was tough.
Now, my favorite bar was that Jason Kidd line, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, you're like, I move so much rock. They call me Jason's Kid.
Yeah. That was. I was
damn.
just like punching him. You know what I mean? That's why I was very happy with that battle and just like the way it came about. And yeah, so you know, I'm open now to like in the future, you know, potentially doing more. And you know, it was my first real like battle, so it was cool.
But what about doing stuff local here?
Yeah, it would do it. You know what I mean? It just needs to make sense.
Because it'd be a better crowd, I'd feel like.
Yeah,
like
100%.
People would understand. I feel like people would first off understand. And also, like, you're kind of battling your peers. Like, the Philippines, I don't necessarily see those guys as your peers. Like, your peers are here, I feel.
100%. I definitely would. But, you know, it takes time and energy, especially I'm not like a Cortez who's just like, you know, can think just, you know, I'm like, I gotta sit down and really like write this thing, you know, and it gets better week by week, and then I gotta put it together, and the rounds are long, and you gotta remember them, and it's just a time consuming thing, you know what I mean? And I'm at a point in my life where it's like, it's a trade for time, you know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna do that, what am I gonna get out of it?
It's a huge, like, battling is a huge time investment.
It is. You know, what's the return of my investment for that? It's like, oh, you know, you'll get exposure, but it's like, at this point...
you need a bag.
Yeah, I need something,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because, like, if it's taking me away from getting money, then at this point, you know, if I was 15, 16, 17, if I was really young, still on the come up, whatever.
Go for it, yeah.
Do what I gotta do, you know what I mean? But, like, it's like 15, 16 years now, I've been coming up.
Yeah.
I'm still coming up, but there's a line that I have to draw.
Yeah, I mean, I look at Cassidy, even though he's getting bodied in all these battles that he's doing recently.
I did not watch that. I'm not sure how it went.
Shout out to Goods.
He's getting bodied
Did
in these
Goods
battles.
kill him?
Oh, come on.
But was it embarrassing?
Every battle.
Oh, really? It wasn't like cannabis though. He didn't pull out papers.
No, not that bad. Not that bad.
But it was just not.
But it's still like in the last round, if you're getting booze and that sort of stuff, it's just man, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he's like, "Let me finish my shit." You know, like,
no. Please, let me
turn my mic up.
Yeah, come on, man. Yo, don't be like that, guys.
But But yeah, to say with Cassidy, like, yeah, even though he's getting bodied, like, he's getting the bag, and, you know, he's got quite a few, I guess, frequent battles coming up. I'm not too sure how he'll get booked in the future, like, with all of these, like, terrible losses and shit.
Yeah.
But
Yo,
anyway.
it's a dangerous game, man. That's why I had to think about it, because when a rapper goes into battling, it's different, man.
Oh, it's different, man.
No, but look, Joe Button lost to Hollow the Don, but he went into journalism, so it's all right.
See, it ends your career and then puts you to another thing. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I gotta be careful, because I do understand that it is a bit of a different art. You know what I mean? And you can't just be like, well, I rap, so then, you know, I could battle rap. It's like, nah, you really gotta like work that. So yeah, I would probably want to, you know, get some more experience under my belt. Definitely, I really enjoyed it. So.
Most definitely, man. Yeah, let's move on to the last, not the last podcast you did, but I listened to the podcast you did with, and it's on the tip of my tongue, Culture Podcast. You mentioned something about sales. You did sales in the streets as well as like legally. So like, do they kind of go hand in hand at all?
Nah, they don't. Nah, because drugs sell themselves. Like, you don't have to convince anybody to buy, like, if, you know, you're a weed smoker or you take coke or whatever. I don't have to convince you. You know what I mean? Like, I could just give you a sample, and then if you like it, cool. Sales is like, it's a skill, man. You know what I mean? That's a skill. So I always wanted to learn that skill of sales, just because of the business aspect of things. If I'm negotiating a deal, how to basically, you know, influence someone to buy into my ideas. You know what I mean? So I love sales. You know what I mean? I follow Grant Cardone. I follow Jordan Belfort. It's just a life skill to have. Like, after learning that, like, if the economy just collapses and people are out of jobs or whatever, if you have the ability to sell, then you could just go and sell whatever on the streets. Like, be like, yo, you guys need some glasses? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do that. You know what I mean? Get on Facebook Marketplace and sell, and basically just create your own income. You know what I mean? If you need to. So
that's that. And is it safe to say that your ultimate goal is to become a billionaire?
100%. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's like, you know, they say dream big, so like, why not? You know, and millions is like, it's the easiest thing to, like, well, I don't have it yet, but I understand that we're in a era where it's like, man, like, the opportunity to go and make millions is there. And $1 million ain't a lot. Like, if even here, if you had $1 million and you bought a house for $700,000, you got 300 left. Like, how long is that gonna last? All right, then you buy a car for 100, you got 200 left. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So when you look at it like that, it's like, I just want to be able to, I want some Grant Cardone stuff, or I just want to make enough where I never have to worry about it. Because I hate money. You know what I'm saying? This is a weird thing. Like, it's a love-hate relationship. I understand that we need it, but I hate that we need it as well. So I just want to be able to make enough, because I don't like worrying about money. So I've always found that when I've got enough money, I never worry. I'm like, you know, if we're going to go all eat, doesn't matter what the price is, just eat, you know. I don't want to, like, you know, look at the bill and be like, well, you owe this and you owe that. You know, I feel cheap, you know what I mean? And I think that's a deeper psych thing towards, like, just growing up poor, that I don't like feeling like I am, you know, counting pennies. You know, so that's when I was hustling and I was making money, that it was like, yeah, whatever, let's just get whatever, I don't care. It's just money anyway. Yeah. Like, we just go get more, you know what I mean? I don't want to be ruled by the money and be like, have to be like, you know, like, I hated when, like, we were going out and, like, one of the boys doesn't want to come because they don't have any money. You know what I mean? Like, that was just whack. I'm like, nah, let's just go, man. It's all good. Like, it's just, you know, I want everyone to just have a good time. You know what I mean? And so sometimes money, for me, the money thing just, I want to have options. You know what I mean? I don't like being restricted from options. Like, I want to have the choice to go do that. I may not ever do it. You know what I mean? But, like, I just don't want to feel restricted, because it makes me feel poor. Like, oh, no, I can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, ultimately, that's my game, to, you know, to be a J, to be a Master P.
That was my next question, man. Like, Jay is obviously a huge influence in for you, and you've spoken about wanting to be a billionaire like Jay. So, have you picked up any business tips from Jay at all? Like, I know he doesn't really give out too much jewels.
Nah, he doesn't. I don't really follow him. I kind of just see what he's doing with Rock Nation and try to understand that aspect. And I believe, you know, what he's doing is just like, I don't know who's really doing that, you know, grabbing the hustlers that are still in the game, like,
Griselda.
you know, yeah, Griselda, you know, for grabbing a Fat Joe or Jim Jones that is still moving and just putting more resources around them to succeed. And, you know, if you succeed, then we'll just grab a little bit of a cut off that as well, and just, you know, kind of uplift everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like a rising tide lifts all ships. So I just want to be able to get into a position where I'm able to just help a lot of people, especially in the artistry. So 2020 you'll see probably less music from me and more of the business side, you know, that I've kind of come to that fork in the road where I've got to be able to be the guy that I guess that I've been waiting for to come be the guy for me, you know, which is that Master P or that, you know, Dame Dash or that you know, Suge or that Diddy, you know what I mean? That I'm like, yo, where's that guy, you know? And it's just not here. If I was in America, you know, they're around. But it's like, I kind of got to, you know, be that guy, you know? I mean, I'm 34 now, going on 35. I have all this experience, and to be Diddy and Biggie in one is very hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Diddy was Diddy and Diddy when he was an artist.
You know what though? The key word here is the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Infrastructure is not here.
Yeah.
As it is.
It's true.
You can't compare the infrastructure, the scene here to there.
Correct.
The Diddy had Uptown. He had, you know what I mean? Like, where's that here?
Yeah, where is that?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, I can so, you know, this is why I brought him, because I'm like, we basically had, because I've been trying to push me and him. That's been tough, you know what I mean? Like, I have trouble pushing me because I'm managing me. I'm also being the artist. I'm managing is just tough, you know what I mean? I was doing that for a long time, realized I need someone. Everyone successful always, it was always a 1-2 punch. Sugar Park, Diddy, Biggie, you know, name anybody, you know what I mean? Dre and them, you know, 50M, Dre, like, you know, or even before that, Sha Money XL. You know what I mean? Like, everyone had, you know, like Mobb Deep had their people in their camp. Like, everyone's got people in their camps that help and do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're really missing, is these people to do the business side of things and go kick indoors and advance a career while you're in the studio. I can't be in the studio making music and making moves. Like, it. So
you know why they were able to do that? They were able to do that because they saw opportunity. The opportunity was there, so the hustlers got in on it.
Yeah, like, that's this is what I guess a lot of us are failing to see in the scene. Like, yo, you don't have to be a rapper. Get behind your man and position yourself, you know, to help them. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's how we move together. So I got to a point where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have to push him, otherwise he's just not gonna be able to move. You know, because there's artists, like, we had a talk, who was in the Philippines, I was trying to school him to basically be independent. Like, I was like, yo, you got to be independent. And I had a chat with him. I'm like, because he just wasn't.
Yeah, that was one of my troubles.
He wasn't being in, like, I just could see him. Like, we went into, like, we were at a show, and he had one of these guys. His name's Mark Beats. He's a big producer in the Philippines. He's like, yo, Mark Beats is here. Da 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 da. I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, what's that? And he's like, yeah, man, like, I want to do a song with him. I'm like, I go up to him, me putting him through a test again. Go up to him, tell him who you are, da 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 da. Tell him you know me. This more than likely he knows who I am, and just chop it up and be like, yo, shit, like, just, you know, connect, you know. And like, I don't know, like an hour or two passed. I went up to him. I'm like, yo, so did you get Mark B's number? And he's like, nah. No. I'm like, looking at him like, yo, what? Like, what have you been doing for the past 2 hours? And he's like, yo, I was waiting for you. And I'm like, what are you... I'm like, you know what, just move. You know what I mean? I'm like, I went up to my, yo, what's up? Boom, I just got I got it straight away. I'm like, yo, and he's like, nah, I know who you are, bro, da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, let's link. I'm like, boom, gave him, I'm like, there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you do it. But little things like that. And I just had a sit down. We, you know, at the bottom of the apartment we were in, I was like, listen, man, if you're not gonna make moves, then I'm gonna make the moves for you. Then you're not gonna be able to get the whole dollar. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to this is going to be a business transaction. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're working for him in the sense,
I'm putting in this work, and you know what I'm saying. Like I need to.
Yo, but that never shuts off. It's always on.
Yeah.
See, in LA, New York, it's so competitive. Even when we was with Cortez and ASAP Ferg was there. Tell them what happened.
Oh, when was that?
What you mean? Cortez. Right up on Ferg?
Oh yeah. That's right. We was in we was in.
I did what he did, but
he went up to
Big security guard was like,
it was in Yo-Yo.
Get out of here.
we was
on him because when
we'll get you on the mic, man. Yeah, come close.
Like when we gonna see ASAP Ferg? When we gonna have this opportunity? Same thing for you. When you gonna have this opportunity? You gotta live it like this ain't never gonna happen again. Like you're here for this moment. You're gonna go home. It's gonna be the same old, same old. So I ran up on Ferg. I never met Ferg before. But I said what I said, like, yo, I'm from the Bronx, I'm from the, I got who I got with me, boom, boom. And he was like, oh, cool, bring him over. Got the numbers, exchanged numbers. Mission accomplished, and I could go home now. Yeah, that's what it is. It's 30-second, 40-second pitch, you get what you gotta say, and you in and out. Because they trying to meet chicks, they trying to get drunk. I'm not trying to waste your time, but you gonna know it's for real when I'm hungry. So, and that's how he moves, same thing.
So, that I learned that, you know, I learned that from a New Yorker. You know, back then in the Philippines.
That's just the culture, though.
Yeah, he was like, yo, that's what they do. Like, we connect. You know, here it's like you go, like people don't want to go up and be like, yo, let's like connect. What's your IG? People are like, oh, like, you know, I'm just like, yeah, let's connect because you know this is we're trying to make moves. So I was trying to teach him that, and I basically said like, if you're not gonna like, do you want to be a boss or do you want me to basically be the boss of you type of thing? And he was like, you know what? I just want you to be the boss. So I was like, all right, now that that's clear, then cool, now I know. I'm going to stop trying to mold you into like being like independent. Certain artists don't want to be independent. You know what I mean? He was like, I just want to be the artist, man. I just want to make music and play PlayStation. I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everyone's got different dreams.
Yeah. Everyone's got different. I'm like, cool. So then that's fine. Then I just need to, because he was basically, like he brought up a story about one of the artists in Philippines like having a big song and only getting a small percentage of the royalties, right? And he was like, yo, that's whack, man.
That's
like,
a label too?
Yeah, he was like, that's whack. But I go, yeah, you can't say that's whack though because you don't know what the label's done to get that and what he does. I'm like, what happens if he only does X, Y, and Z and that's it? And then they do everything else. You know what I'm saying? So they have all the leverage. So, you know, once he kind of understood that and he was like, oh, okay, then that's fair. And I'm like, well, if me and you do that, it's going to be a similar situation. I will obviously give you a better deal because I'm pro artist. You know, I am an artist myself, but like I need to get paid accordingly. So if we start to go and you start to pop, I don't want you later on like, yo, why are you making more than me? It's like, transparency. Because I'm the one who got you on the TV, on the podcast. I got you on the stage. I did this, I did that. You just rocked up. You know what I'm saying?
You showed up on time.
You showed up on time. You know what I'm saying? And if you could do that, then we're good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So we had that chat, and basically, you know, I ever since then, which was March, I've just been having that conversation about like, am I happy to basically grab my career, put on pause, you know, for who knows how long, to be able to get behind someone that I believe in, that has a real shot of making it if we team up and I actually do the business, you know what I mean, and actually, you know, push him, you know, like that's what's missing, you know, because artists just push themselves. It's hard, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do you feel like Ron is a better MC than you? Because normally, if you're taking the exec position, you gotta really. It's a real question. It's a real question. Like now, you gotta really believe that this artist is better than me to really put.
I'll tell you what he's better than. That this is why I believe in it. He can see. I can rap. I could rap my ass off. You know, like that's undoubtedly. You know, everyone knows that, but. You know, where he kills me is just making songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can just make songs, melodies, he can sing, can play a guitar. Like, he's just multi-talented. You know what I'm saying? Then he can go and do it in another language. You know what I mean? This guy is like a chameleon. He'll just be like, listen to someone, and then he'll just be them for a day. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell? Like, he'll listen to Mobb Deep and then throw me a song and it's like Mobb Deep. You know, and I'm like, what the? Then he'll listen to something, you know, like Drake or Russ, and it's like, he does that, and I'm like, yo, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So this guy he's like my Filipino Drake, who's just, you can't box him in, and he can just make music, because he is first and foremost a musician. Whereas like that's what I'm not known for. That I'm from the streets first, and then I rap. You know what I mean? Like he's like playing guitar and stuff. You know what I mean? While trying to woo girls and sing. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really a musician. I just liked hip hop, and then I was a street dude, and I went for that. It was kind of like, have you watched The Rap Radar with Drake?
I have.
You know, it's like he's not known for anything else but being really good at music. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like 50's known for being a street dude and, you know, shot 9 times, and this, you know, 6ix9ine's known for just being, you know, controversial, and but Drake, it's just his music.
Yeah. Maybe it was Degrassi before then, but he shut that off. You know,
maybe it was
Jimmy in the Wheelchair.
Jimmy in the Wheelchair.
Yeah. Maybe it was Alex Dickinson before, who knows? But you know, for him, it's just his music. You know what I mean? So it's like musically, he's just he's better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's where we also cleared that conversation out with this, like whatever I lacked, which is the business side, is like he compensates for that. You know, so like when I did my calculations, it's like that's a price I'm willing to pay for, to be able to just do what I'm best at, you know, and not have to juggle between doing this and doing that.
Yeah,
he just wants to make music, you know, like all artists. You know what I'm saying? I just actually have the other side. You know, I'm just a hustler disguised as a rapper. In fact, you can't fit this hustle inside of a rapper. You know what I mean? I've just got that Jay-Z mind, like I'm a rapper, but I'm also a hustler. So, you know, he's an artist, and most artists are just artists, and they just don't want to deal with the business. So I'm like, here I am. If I can grab his career and take it to where I believe it can go, well then there we go, and I can go grab other artists in the city and do that. You know what I mean? And so my plan basically is if I can do that with the label that I create, and that be successful, you know, who knows, 5 years time I want to come back on some like Boss Fat Joe stuff and be like, I'm dropping an album. You know, like, because I was a rapper first anyway, but something's got to give. You know what I'm saying? Something has to give right now, in terms of like, if I just continue to push myself, it's just not gonna, like, I can't be the exception to the rule. You know what I mean? Like, I just, as much as I'm a believer and like I'm just Mr. Positive, it's just there's no one that's done it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one has really done it.
Are you talking about
in Australia?
In Australia or the age?
In Australia, no one's done it. And anyone who looks like they're doing it, cool, let's see where they are in 5 years. You know, so it's too early to tell. Yeah, that's why I say in So Melbourne, well, these other rappers, you know, well, we'll see how that goes. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? It's quiet right now again. You know what I mean? So the sustainability issue is a problem. I actually, over the past, since we've met, just been studying the scenes. I've been studying the Philippine scene, been studying the Asian rap scene in America, and I've been studying this scene. And I've just been putting the numbers together. I made a spreadsheet. Top 10 Asian rappers in America, top 10 Filipino rappers in Philippines. Their numbers from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube to Spotify to you name it. I put it there. Philippine market, huge. You know what I mean? You got rappers over there getting 65 million plays on one song. I don't know who's getting 65 million plays here in Australia. You know, you've got people like Stupid Young doing mad numbers over there. Because, you know, now I'm niching it. I'm going into Asian rap. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. 88 Rising type of thing.
Yeah.
Stupid Young, MB Nell, China Mac, those things. You know what I mean? So, you know, he Will, someone that put me onto that, niching it, you know. So, guess what? I couldn't come up with a top 10 Australian list. Who's your top 10 Australian rappers that match up to these guys on the other lists that have these followings, that are getting these numbers? I can't put myself on that list. You know what I'm saying? You have to be eligible to get on that list. I could probably give you maybe 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? And they're new. You know what I mean? They're current, so it's still early to tell.
Sure. Yeah.
So the fact that I couldn't come up with a top 10 that could match that with the numbers was worrying for a business. You know what I mean? As a business aspect. Like, so where does the revenue come from? You know what I'm saying? And it's just the sustainability is an issue. You know, this is something that no one's going to really talk about, because most artists aren't business people. They're not looking at it like that.
Yeah.
Like, how many shows can you do in a year? How many podcasts can you go to? How many laps can you do? Do you know
you talked about shifting to LA quite a few times, I feel like, and just obviously the market's there, nothing much happening in Australia. I'm just kind of paraphrasing from what you've said in the past. Are you planning to make a shift at all?
Yeah, but with him. So I want to crack up. We're still going to be like, we're here, so we have to participate. You know what I'm saying? We're still going to rep Australia. He's still going to do his thing, rep Noble, whatever it may be. Waving the Filipino flag, repping Asians all around Australia and the world. But we want to eventually take that to the Philippines and start really, we have to be there. You know what I'm saying? We have to be there in order to build that fan base. So from there, then to the US. You know what I mean? So, because if we stay here, it's career suicide. You know what I'm saying? And, the goal would be to eventually, have that Rock Nation and be able to come back, you know what I mean? And save whoever's still alive, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a marathon, the marathon continues.
Right. Word to Nipsey.
To Nipsey.
Yeah,
right.
Saying?
So
crazy.
That's what this is. I've been running it for, that's what, I'm a master at running this marathon right now. So that's why I'm like, I see everything popping off. I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
saw you briefly talk about investments on the Culture podcast. What sort of investments have you invested into?
Initially when I got out the game, it was, I opened up a tattoo shop with one of my homies. They've still got that, you know what I mean? But I got out of that and got into a bar in the city, invested in that. They're still running that. But then, I just got back into the save game, and I was just trying to find basically, the next thing that I could kind of park my money in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still in that. You know what I mean? It's kind of moving towards real estate, where I've like, I just got to learn that game. That's just got to be it. Yeah. Real estate's here. It's always going to be here.
Safe money. Yeah.
Safe money, but I gotta know how to play it at the the big boy level. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. But investing really, in a talent, that I have to. That's a big risk. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he's going to owe me a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it properly. You know what I mean? But I believe that, if we set the strategy right, we can, there's money to be made, and there's a formula. You know what I'm saying? I'm really looking for mentors right now. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the thing that is going to save me a lot of time and heartache. Where do you find a successful independent record label owner who's made it and is in Australia?
And that's willing to give up the information as well.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where's our masterpiece? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. No one's doing it the way I envision it, Like, I don't see, I don't see anyone driving a Lambo, driving a Bentley with the fat culture, you know what I'm saying? This is how I want it to be. So if it ain't here, then I'm going to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just going to settle for the 9 to 5 minimum wage of a rapper. I'm just not going to do it. Would I complain about that? No, I'm not going to complain, but I just don't want to settle. You know what I'm saying? I'm too ambitious. I'm like, it's why immigrants move. You know what I mean? It's just more opportunity. I'm just a rap immigrant. It's what it is. I'm just immigrating to a better opportunity. It's like, if I wanted to just work as a 9 to 5, Australia's great. There's heaps of opportunity. But as for a rap career, it's one of the worst things you could actually do. You know what I mean? For a career. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how's those UK numbers, by the way?
The UK numbers are they're absolutely fine.
UK's popping. Canada too, yeah?
Yeah, UK's popping. You know what I mean? Like, the drill guys here, like, I think they could go over to the UK. You know what I mean? But how long can they kind of just tour there? It is a sustainability thing. You know what I mean? Like, my boys just got behind HP and helped them do their recent tour. You know what I mean? So I know the whole back end of that and everything that went on with that tour. And they did really well. Like, they killed it in numbers. Like, they were selling out every show. How oh, me? Yes. How long can they sustain that? You know what I'm saying? How long can they sustain this for? I don't know. We're going to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's my worry for everybody in the scene. You know what I mean? Because it might also spark people to be like, come in and be like, oh, that's dope. I'm just going to blow up and get the bag. But it's like, but it's not that easy. You know what I mean? And then it's like, I just want them to know the reality of it before, because I didn't realize that, you know. Don't be naive. This is a thing, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna put your heart and your soul and your money into this, and then you're gonna be like, what's happening? It's not working. You're gonna start to lose faith and hope, and be like, I don't understand, you know what I mean? And you'll give up on your dreams. But if you know what's ahead, you might be able to weather that storm and be like, no, this is just part of the process. You know what I'm saying? And I got to figure it out.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's, I'm just a rap immigrant. I got to get out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know when the scene will catch up. The infrastructure will catch up. I don't know.
Yeah, and that exec position is so important. Like, I remember in Ice Cube's Wild We Thugs, he mentioned like he was thanking hip hop, and he mentioned Sugar Hill, but he also said thank God for Russell Simmons, and like it was so important. Russell Simmons is like one of the first to do it.
These guys are monumental. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Iovine. These people, you know what I mean? Kevin Lyles,
Steve Rifkin,
Chris Lighty, Steve Stout. You know what I mean? These guys I follow, and I'm like, I look, and I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for these guys to like, where's our Chris Lighties? I'm like, damn, I think I need to be the Chris Lighty. You know?
Yeah, but it goes back to infrastructure.
Yeah. And now, as a businessman, I got to look at the numbers and be like, well, if I'm gonna invest in him, and these are the numbers, and we're gonna do business here, it doesn't look promising. You know what I'm saying? So we need to figure out long term, because I'm not just trying to get 10 bags with him and then be like, oh man, that's it, we can't go any further. Like, nah, I want to give him a long, you know,
development.
Longevity. I want to Drake, Jay-Z, Nas career. Like, we're gonna keep going with this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he wants. So I'm like, we're not just like, we're gonna do this forever. I want the forever money. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, all right, cool. So we got to get over to the Phils. He's got more chances of breaking that than I do, because I don't speak Tagalog. You know what I'm saying? So he can definitely relate to them more than I could. And then he spits in English, so there's a lot of English speaking over there, and that will translate out into the Western world as well. And then also, he's got a lot more chance of getting endorsements. He's got a bigger chance of getting endorsed by Coca-Cola in the Philippines than he does here. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, things of that nature, that I'll be able to then, with my skills that I've developed, sales, negotiate, whatever, that we sit down and negotiate a deal with. You know, he likes skating, I'll get him a Dickies deal or whatever.
Yeah. I think of a conversation I had with my ex, who was Filipina, and she was talking a lot about, if you're white, you're able to get whatever endorsement deals, whatever, you'll be in movies, that sort of stuff. Like, do you guys think about colorism at all when it comes to that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
That's very true. I mean, Jace could get a celebrity career and feels easily. No doubt, man.
Nah,
no doubt.
It's a bit of a fallacy, because it's you do get extra looks, but I would be able to get it easier if I spoke Tagalog.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I went over, because you know, all my aunties would tell me like, oh, you'd be a superstar, da da da. I'm like, really? Gas me up. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm going and I'm thinking like, so any day now, like I'm just gonna get picked up off the street. You know, this is the expectation that they've given me, and then when it's not met, you know, you get depressed about it. You know what I mean? Like, what's up? Like, how come they're not? What happened to like me being on billboards? Like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? So it's, you know, with that, if I spoke Tagalog, definitely would be able to extra 50%. Like when they're like, you speak Tagalog, and you're like, no, it's like,
it's kind of like,
oh yeah, well,
that's
kind of
like the missing piece. Huh?
That's the missing piece. You know, so. But yes, colorism is a thing. But now with hip hop coming up, it's just blowing that out the water. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, because a lot of Filipino rappers rap in English too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And the English Filipino rap is starting to come up, you know, because the second language is English. We were ruled by America for a long time. Like, we're the Mexicans of Asia, as Joe Coy would put it, you know. So, but yeah, we're Americanized. Very, you know, if you go there, it's all American accents, and you know, basketball courts on every single corner, and this is what we do. So, he's just got a better chance of cracking that.
Yeah,
I've got the networks. I can build. Put him. He's my front man. I'm the back. I'm the guy in the back, pulling all the strings. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'll still be writing and sharpening my pen and working on things in the background. I want to get into production. You know what I mean? Irv Gotti some things. You know
I've got you, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I really want to, because I know, I know sounds. I just need to know how to put it together.
Yeah.
Shout out to Splice. You know what I mean? That's all I need.
Get that
It's just
subscription,
That's all I need. Just give me loops. I'll put them together.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's not real producing. You know what I mean? If it sounds dope, it's dope. So, you know, I want to get into that and just really, and then that would then also expand my talent as a songwriter and a producer and, you know, song arrangement, so that when it comes down, if I feel like it, you know, to come back and really like, yeah, you know, he had a good run, let me have a run. You know what I'm saying? So I need to do that, because I'll be waiting forever for this Master P guy to come along, you know what I mean? So it's like I got to step into that, you know. And you know, I've already got a couple of people besides him, you know, that I speak to, and I'm like, yo, I could help you, you know, I could help them too. And that's fulfilling, man. And I'm still in hip hop as well, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, most def guys. Yeah, just to bring it back to just the deeper question in colorism, why do you feel like it's so prevalent in the Philippines? Like lighter skin is preferred.
I don't know. I think it's just like I can't really touch it, because
I'll tell you why. It's because when you're white, it's similar to you know, it's similar to what was happening in America. You know what I mean? Like if you work out in the sun, do you know what I'm saying? So it's like the dark and the black people. If you're black and you're dark, it means that you had to work out in the sugar canes and the jungles,
which means
and
you're
stuff
poor.
like that. Which means you're poor. That's what that is.
Like that.
You know, and then if you weren't, and the white skin meant that you were richer. Do you know what I mean? So that's what that's about. You know what I mean? So it's basically that. And now, so when poor people are whitening their skin, it's about, you know, them being perceived as they're not poor. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. You know,
that's actually a good way to put it, man.
Yeah,
that's actually what it is. It's just that, you know, they wouldn't go for you if you're dark skinned, because they think you're poor.
They automatically think you have money, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Like he's white, thing. He must be.
Yo, they bleach their skin in Jamaica.
They do as well.
Yeah.
Vibes Cartel, right?
And all that. Yeah. Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa. Yeah.
Big Caribbean. Big.
That they do that. That's what they're doing in the Philippines too.
Deep shit.
Yeah, it's deep, you know, and then like we're over here trying to get black. You know what I mean? We're like in the sun. They're walking around with umbrellas in the sun. I'm like, yo, no, man, I'm taking my top off. Now, get me black. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. Wild, it's wild. It is. So
I think that is like the really deep roots of it. It's just that like social status type of thing. If you're dark skinned, you're poor. Apparently, you must be poor. That's what they think.
That's not true. Yo, I caught a dude stealing baby formula yesterday. He was white. Real talk.
Yeah, 100%. There's poor white guys out there.
Of course,
he was struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it, and it's a cultural thing.
Yeah,
you know, it is a cultural thing. You know, we've all got it. It's just like, why don't Australia just support our own? You know what I mean? Why that's something that Philippines does have. We do support our own. There are superstars in the Philippines. We have a megastar over there that's from Melbourne that you would never know about. You know what I mean? Like, she's huge. And her sister, I didn't know her, but she's an actress. She's a megastar. She's like, if you go over there, it's like billboard.
Yeah. What's her name?
Bus goes by. It's like she's on the bus. She's on a taxi. It's like, it's crazy. Her name's Ann Curtis.
Okay.
And her sister, I worked with her through some battlegrounds, dance comps, and I basically helped her in MCing and stuff. Yeah, and then Jasmine Curtis went over there, and they're from like the Northwest or whatever, half Philo, half Aussie, I think.
Oh, that will work.
Megastars,
right?
and you know, but really they both speak amazing Tagalog.
Yeah.
You know, like I had no idea that she spoke it. Saw her on like a game show one day, and she was just fluent. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, and now.
Aren't they like half as well?
They're
like
half Aussie.
Aussies?
Yeah, so they're half. So when you're half, that's even like, ooh, like it's more prestige.
Mm-hmm.
So so megastars over there that you wouldn't know, and you just have them. They're living like kings and queens over there. So it's like you don't need. There's 112 million Filipinos in the islands, and that's just in the islands. Filipinos are everywhere, right? So if that number alone compared to 24 million entire Australia, 4 million. In like Melbourne, like it's not, you know, the numbers just aren't there. And then in that 24 million, how many people are actually consuming? Do you know what I'm saying? Who has the biggest Instagram following in Australia out of hip hop? Do you know what I'm saying? Like who? You know, I know. I did the study. Right now, it's.
Want to take a guess, bro?
Yeah, take a guess. Nah, hell no.
No. He's asking biggest hip hop artist. Well,
Yeah, in hip hop, who's got the biggest following right now?
In
Australia.
In Australia.
Nah, don't look at him.
I would say Cursor.
Nah.
No. Is Cursor like top 5?
Yeah.
Is it Hilltop Hood?
Nah.
360?
Nah. Your first answer was gonna be right.
Melbourne?
Nah. Yeah.
Yeah, 140.
Yeah. They're like
How much do they have?
they're the only ones that have cracked 200.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're like
wow.
230.
Yeah.
That's as far as we go.
Yeah.
But no one's at 500. No one's at 6. No one's at it's just we can't they just cracked 230.
Mm. Yeah, what
Like-
about Kid Leroy though?
How about 1
You
4?
know, 1/4's 230. Yeah.
Kid Leroy is a good
They-
one,
they're
right?
the
How much
biggest
does
following.
Kid Leroy got?
He doesn't have that much. He's not there.
No, but then again, he's not here.
Nah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
So HP Boys is up there too, but I'm saying like even like your OGs like a 360 or Hilltop Hoods, they're just in the 150s, 180s. Like
That's
no
dope.
one's looking. You know what I'm saying? So what does that say? That just it says a lot. You know what I mean? Like if that's what our numbers are, again, it's an economy thing. It's an infrastructure thing. It will grow, but I mean, I'm at an age where I can't wait anymore.
Yeah.
I've been
Time's running short.
Times
Yeah.
this fourth quarter for me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's do or die.
So
Game
you
7.
washed then.
I'm washed and then now I'm clean, so I'm back out.
Cleanest record in the game,
You know what I'm saying? Clean as that side. You know what I mean? I'm like Steven Seagal. I'm like hard to kill.
He came up with the fake hairline.
Did it? Yeah.
Don't get the plugs.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
don't even
yeah.
try, bro.
I'm hard to kill. I'm hard to kill. That's
Yeah.
it. Like I just don't go away. You know what I mean?
Nice,
It's Nipsey's thing. Like the only separating factor from me and everyone else is just I don't give up. That's the thing. And when he said that, I'm like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
I just refuse to give up. You know what I mean?
Winners
So-
never quit, right?
Winners never quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And quitters never win. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to keep going. That's why I'm changing the bake shop. I'm rebranding a lot of things. So the label that I'm coming out with now is No Plan B. And that's going to be the new movement, you know, because that's just what it is.
Does it come with some pregnancy tests?
It does. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have it all. But like, yeah, no plan B, that's what it is. Like, where is this? Just, we're all in on that plan one, the plan 8, you know what I mean? To make this happen, however it has to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it means I'm not the front and he is, and whatever we need to do to get to the destination. If he wins, I win. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about just, again, winners never quit. So that's what that is. The new movement is No Plan B.
For sure. Lastly, before we wrap things up, I wanted to bring it one last time to the colorism. We talked about like the benefits, you know, of being like a half caste, but in the Child of Philippines, you talked about some of the struggles kind of growing up of being half caste. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
can you speak on that?
Anak ng Pinas was basically, I mean, look, my struggle with that growing up was, you know, I really wanted to really be accepted by the Filipinos. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be like Filipino because I'm Filipino. You know what I'm saying? Like I view myself as completely Filipino, even though I'm half Scottish. You know, because I'm more in tune with that because I was surrounded by more of the Filipino community. But as I got into my teens, I didn't grow up around a lot of Filipinos. I did grow up around a lot of Vietnamese, Cambodians, other Asians. So when I kind of got around other Filipinos, especially during the high school days, like there was just a lot of like, I don't know, they like, now that I look back, it was probably just jealousy because I'm half. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I have an extra, it's, you know, because Filipino girls, they love Harveys, you know what I'm saying? Or anyone that looks half. You know what I mean? So, he could pass as a Harvey. You know what I mean? Like, Harvey, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so like it, because it's very rare that you'll see, this is just something that is just like, it is like, it's very rare that you'll see like a half caste with another half caste in the philo, right? It's like,
oh wow, that doesn't happen.
it's very, like if you notice, you'll notice it now. It's like half caste like the full blood and the full blood like the half caste, you know? Because it's like, I don't know, we look at the half caste, we're like, yeah, I already got that. You know what I mean? Like I like the full blood.
Yeah,
Whatever
it is.
it is.
Very rare, huh?
It's
Like
rare.
a Harvey.
Yeah, like a Harvey with a
dating
Harvey.
another-
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You'll always just see a
That's
full
very
blood
rare.
with a Harvey, whatever it may be. Just
Opposites attract.
Oh, yeah, opposites attract, whatever it may be. As I get older, I definitely appreciate the Harveys, but like, basically, I think that's what it was, and there was a lot of animosity. Do you know what I mean? And like I said in the rap, I'm like, You know, I'm basically punching on with my own people now. Like, I hated Filipinos at one stage. You know what I mean? Like, I was beefing with Filipinos from Footscray City, Braybrook, you know what I'm saying? And, like, it was just, like, we were going to war, you know what I'm saying? And I was just, like, hell-bent, you know what I mean? On, like, just hurting them, you know what I mean? Cause and deep down, it was like, I wanted to be accepted, but they weren't accepting me, so I'm like, stuff it then, you know what I mean? Like, and I guess that was a thing, you know, because it was just like, what, because I'm not full, or, you know, because I can't speak Tagalog, or they might make fun of it that, oh, you know, he can't speak it, so then, like, I'm, you know, whatever, I'm not up to standard, or whatever it may be. But then I just realized as time went on, because when I went back home, I realized, oh, no, it's just, the Filipinos here is a certain Filipinos here that have a certain mindset, you know, because, there's a word in Tagalog, it's called mayabang. And it basically means cocky. Yeah, like it's up yourself.
No, because fellows here mostly they feel like they are above any other fellow. So it's kind of like a pull your rank type of game.
How fellow are you?
Yeah, like right? How fellow are you type of thing. Because you know, being mixed with other different races is like it changes your perspective of being a Filipino, you know, where like
it's like I'm diluted.
Yeah, you know now you're kind of like that. Yeah.
You're not pure. He's like, he's not really, like, unless I can really speak Tagalog, then it's like
that's when you get the respect.
That's the respect is there. It's like, oh nah, he's speaking Tagalog, you know. But it's like, see, he's not. Nah, he just like half breed, like half cut, you know. So that's what, you know, that struggle to like not embrace my people early on, and I guess that's why I didn't really embrace them as much as I should have when I was younger. Because I was beefing with them, you know what I mean? And then when I went over there, it was different. They were super humble, loved me. It was just a different, like, I was like, oh no, it's just like Western Filipinos that come here and I think forget maybe where they come from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of forgetting where you came from, you know, being here. Because being here, you start to take things for granted. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there. I spoke about it on my songs. Yeah. You know, like, especially on Child of the Philippines. That's something that I touched. Is that being here, it makes you think that, you know, like, nothing can go wrong. Or like you didn't come from these places, you know, and like now you can like look down on people like, oh.
Yeah, like I made it out. Now, instead of like, you know, being humble about that, it's like now I'll look down on everyone. Like it's a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's just a Filipino thing. I don't know if it's like an immigrant ethnic thing. But there's a thing there. You know what I mean? Where it's like we're now out of that and we're above. You know, we're now social. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
which is, you know, just you know, we're now upper class. So, you know, we don't need to kick it with the peasants anymore. You know, you know, and I'm not a fan of that mentality. But yeah, look, I want to start. My thing is like once I start, like if we move over there, like whenever, like I'm getting a tutor, like I'm learning. Yeah. Because I know that I'm gonna need that to be able to make business moves. Like, you know, if I can learn Chinese, I'm learning Chinese too. You know what I mean? Because I want to be making deals in China. So yeah, that's basically what that was about, you know what I mean? And then just me, and it was about me being someone that grew up here as a half caste who was half Filipino, and my struggles as that, and then also like family back home thinking that you're like really rich because you're here and money's falling from a tree, pretty much. You know, which it's not. And then his story of like him looking at it like that, but then immigrating and coming over and then realizing that he had it all wrong as well, like. So it was just a dope, ode to the, you know, Filipino culture.
I think colorism is just really big in Philippines because we don't get too much like outsiders in, you know. That
much tourism at all?
There's a lot of tourism, but then like they kind of categorize tourists to people that actually live there type of thing, you know. Where like here is like, dude, you can like, you literally would like be friends with people that are from all over the world. Yeah. You know, so like colorism.
You can't tell who's you can't tell who's not. You know what I mean? Like there, it's like you can see. When you're in a country that's just one race, and then you see a white guy, it's like there goes a white guy. You know what I mean?
The only way you can tell with us is the voice. You know.
Pretty much.
That's the only thing. Yeah, he's either fresh off a boat or he's not. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, because the most fob-looking person can have the Aussiest accent. That's how it is. Yeah.
You know what I love? I love when like I see, this is just because like I don't know what it is, but it's like I love when I see like the African kids and it's just like they have the most Aussie accent. I'm like,
bro, that's Brian. You've met Brian. Like, Brian has the most Aussiest accent. Man.
You know what I mean? You think they might be coming out with like whatever their accent, but it's like, oh nah, he homegrown. That's super dope. You know, I like that.
Yeah, most def. Any last words between you guys, man? This has been a really dope chat.
Nah, man, not really. Well, you got something to say? Plug.
When's the EP dropping, man?
The EP? Oh, that's all up to my big boss right here. You know, like,
yeah, so we're just working on the deal.
Plan.
I gotta work up. I'm working on a deal right now. I gotta chuck him in a 360. That's what's happening. Like we're just being transparent. A good 360 deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I want to be doing the merch for him. I'm gonna be doing the shows for him. I'm trying to get everything for him. You know?
So 360s have like a negative connotation, but if the percentage is good, then it's a good deal, right?
100%. You know what I'm saying? So.
But like I said, like I'm willing to pay that price.
Yeah.
You know?
All he needs is like that. He told me already. As long as he just like has food, a PlayStation, and like his Toyota Camry.
Just all the necessities.
Yeah. And while I pull up next to the Bentley, he'll be like, "You good?" Like he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like
you got the fake car. Yeah. I got the real car.
You need the new PlayStation 5. All right, cool. That's it. All right, cool, man. Yeah. And then we're gonna have a podcast about it. He's like, "Yeah, man. Like, yeah, I just got the new PlayStation 5." I'm like, "Yeah, I just got the new."
So excited now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, like, you know, I want to put as much money in his pocket as I can. If I'm putting mad bread in his pocket, it means I'm putting mad bread in my, pocket. So, I just want him to focus on the artistry because that's what he's like, just a genius at.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him in the music stuff. So. Then he obviously gets a lot from me, but yeah, man, this is just this is the exclusive of like me going into Master P Diddy mode.
Dope.
And so basically, yeah, that's what it'd be more of me fading to black, and more of Ron Gerald. So make sure you follow him. We're gonna set up all his socials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dope.
Very easy to follow him now, Ron Gerald.
Yeah.
Yep. And what about yourself? Where can people find Little Jase?
Little Jase everywhere. LITTLEJASE. I actually thought about changing it because me and him have been having this conversation because he hates that I still have Little in my name.
Yeah, because you're Triple A genius.
He's like, yo, why's a grown ass man have Little in his name, man? I'm like, man, because it's spelled differently.
It still kind of works for Lil Wayne though, in a sense.
Change though, everybody.
Yeah.
Nah, but you know what? It's I've thought about not changing it because of things are going to voice. So, was it you? Someone was like, yo, it's really easy to like, hey Google, play Little Jase.
Oh, yeah. So I was like, yeah.
Actually, I might want to consider that.
Still no.
Like, what, man?
Master P when Percy Miller, don't forget. Right?
Yeah, true.
True. Sean Combs, huh?
Yeah, he did. You're right.
Give me that shit.
Yeah, true.
Jay-Z
Who else?
what?
Sean Carter.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're right. That's why I got my Jason King account. That's gonna be the new one. Yeah. So Little Jase everywhere. You might see Jason Keane. I'm not really So which is gonna be a lot of work in the background.
Somebody somewhere is gonna be like they're gonna look at Melbourne and gonna say Jason Keane did this for the city, for the culture. That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
Little Jase
that
did
sounds
this.
way better,
I felt
bro.
that.
He battled
that sounds way better.
Jason King did this. That's what I'm saying. It's big.
The evolution. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I feel. You can find us at therealmelbourne.com. Playlist, podcast, MIXSHOWS. You can find that all there. We appreciate Ron Gerald and Little Jase for coming through for this dope episode. To end things off, appreciate the environment, love one another, and be grateful for what you got. Cheers, guys.